Charlotte, Democrats have been very successful, right?
It's absolutely successful.
They've
absolutely been successful, and that's why she said what she said. Republicans do not want to relitigate contraception.
That's great.
Wait a minute. It's the law
lawsuit.
of the land. What we want to litigate, what we want to defend is religious liberty. We think, look, have at it on contraception. We love, if you want to use it, have at it.
A lot of people use it, apparently.
It's big popular, I'm told.
Yeah.
What we don't want is people who don't believe it is moral to have to pay. Now, do you admit that there's a religious issue here, that people can say, I think this is immoral? In this country, we've always honored religious freedom. When we had the draft, we said if you're a conscientious objector, you can get out.
Right.
What about with religious freedom?
And I think that the president has done an excellent job of carving out exemptions. Hobby Lobby is a for-profit corporate employer.
So if you make a profit, you don't have religious freedom.
I think that there have always been some men who do not trust women to make these decisions on their own. I think we are looking at bosses like, I'm sure that he's a wonderful boss. I bet he lets you take your kids to work.
It's a very special carve. They're not against all contraception, right? They're against a very specific
Hobby Lobby is against the abortifacient. The Conestoga, I think, is against contraception. They're Mennonites, and they have the right to be against it.
And going back to your slippery slope argument, there are several religions that object to HIV testing, that object to alcoholism, treating cirrhosis of the liver, object to mental illness, healthcare,
is
vaccinations.
that, people always go to the slippery slope argument. What would you say if a company said, we don't want to give HIV treatment for whatever reason, or blood transfusions, because some people think that blood transfusions go against the Bible or their religious faith? What do you say to that?
I'm not a lawyer, and I really don't know what I would say to that, but I know what I would say to this, and that I do not believe that these companies or individuals should forfeit their religious freedom. And no, I don't think the boss are big, mean men who don't trust women. I think they just have a religious reservation.
I think the fact that we treat birth control differently than we're not willing to discuss the possible implications in terms of vaccines, in terms of HIV testing, in terms of any of the other things that Senator Murray brought up in her statement. I think the fact that we treat birth control specifically differently sends a really strong message to women that Republicans are trying to roll back the clock on their rights and freedoms.